The buzz is building as the Hall of Fame vote is just a couple of weeks away, and specifically for Todd Helton, he's very much in the conversation. When you look at this Hall of Fame voting percentage by year, and again, 75% is what is needed for required for election, he certainly has jumped up. Man, 2022 to 2023 by 20%. And if you look at the bottom there, 82.2% according to Baseball Hall of Fame tracker. That's 120 ballots. Historically, that number goes down by 5 to 7. So he's right there on the precipice. But again, Dan O'Dowd, you know him better than anybody. All the years with the
back
Rockies.
some great memories looking at him. Hey, I mean, I've been blessed to be around some incredible hitters. Jim Thome, Manny Ramirez, Albert Bell, Kenny Lofton, Larry Walker, Troy Tulowitzki. Todd, right with Manny Ramirez, is one of the best pure hitters I've ever seen. He can manipulate a baseball, any part of the strike zone. His strike zone awareness, his ability to hit with 2 strikes. And on top of it, he was a Gold Glove first baseman who worked every single day. And where I think it's a slam dunk that I just want voters to understand, when everybody talks about the elevated numbers of Coors Field, I completely understand that. I live that. I get that. But it's the inability to see any movement pattern at home. And then jump on a plane and go to San Diego and see movement patterns. So if you see 130 pitches in a 6-game series of no movement, and then you go to San Diego and you see movement, only an elite hitter could make that adjustment and put up the road numbers that he did in his career. And we're going to put up a board here. His road numbers are as good as current Hall of Fame players or better than current Hall of Fame players. And none of them had to deal with the environmental conditions he had to do his entire career. On top of it, the physical toll of playing in Coors Field absolutely affected Todd and his numbers as his career matriculated to the end of it. So, I mean, I just think this guy's a slam dunk Hall of Famer, and it would be a shame if he doesn't get in this year.
Yeah, I think he's so close, so you would want it to happen this year. I know watching him and doing his games from afar, that's what you saw every time you had him at the plate. He just felt like a Hall of Famer to you. And with that organization, I think playing his entire career means something to me. I grew up in Boston with Carl Yastrzemski. Playing for one organization means something. Being the face of that organization means something as well. And I think you alluded to how much time he spent on his defense. He was an outstanding defensive player as well. And he's got every accolade that you could ever want to have to present yourself as a Hall of Fame.
The one other point I want to add.
Yeah.
You should look at his numbers against the elite pitchers in the game.
Oh, that's a
like
good
that
point.
Brave staff and like the elite pitchers in the game. Todd was incredible against the very, very, very best. And there wasn't many holes in his game. And I believe that if he didn't play in Coors Field and if he played in a normal, neutralized environment, his numbers would look even better.
It's interesting, too. I look at the slash line. It makes you think of basketball, right? You shoot 40% from 3, 50% from the field, 90% from the free throw line. This guy's 300 hitter, 400 on base, 500 slug.
Very few people have that slash line. He does. I think he'd be a great addition to the class. I hope it happens this year, but I think it eventually is going to happen anyway.
Do you think it helps Larry Walker getting in?
I do. I think I think people really started to wrap their arms around the Coors Field mistake. What I don't understand with a lot of the voters this year is that they voted for him last year, but some didn't vote for him again this year.
Yeah.
And then some of them didn't even fill their ballots out completely, so it wasn't the new guys that came on the ballot. So it is just a very unpredictable vote, and I know it means a lot to Todd. And I can tell you, it means a lot to the Rockies organization. If you think about it, organizations are looked at in centuries. So this is not an old baseball organization. It's a relatively new organization in terms of looking at the game and historically. It's really, really important for that organization to have a player that Pat Daugherty, the scouting director at the time, took with a #1 draft pick at the University of Tennessee, and then he developed into a Hall of Fame player in one organization in that uniform. That has tremendous intrinsic value to that organization.
Also, Peyton Manning's backup quarterback.
He was the starter until he got hurt, and then he became Peyton Manning's backup quarterback.
Well, what I find interesting is that each and every year, and you're alluding to the vote and how problematic it can be sometimes, we look at certain players, and this is for me from the outside, I don't have a vote, and it seems that there is a train that runs behind certain players.
Yeah, it's like a wave.
It's a wave that starts to push him. He hasn't gotten that wave yet, you know, and that would be
Joe Mauer's
nice
getting
to
that
see.
right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's a great player, too.
Scott Rowland got it last year, I believe, right?
But I just feel Todd is a deserving, well-deserving Hall of Fame player, one of the elite first basemen in the history of the game.
Could go in with his former manager, Jim Leyland. How cool would that be as well?
Man.
Once again, that's coming up Tuesday, January 23rd. Coverage begins 4 o'clock Eastern right here on MLB Network, and the live announcement at 6 o'clock Eastern. The class of 2024 into Cooperstown is coming up.